Oh, hi. What's up? It's Reid, which means it's time for more Beers with Reid. Today we're doing another Trillium collaboration. I know, it's insane how many collabs they pull off in a year, considering the amount of new beers they're dropping on a regular fucking consistent basis. I don't know where they find the time, but when you have three working full breweries, actually I think four. Yeah, they got the 4 Point restaurant. They've still got their 4 Point Congress Street location putting out beers. They've got the Canton location, and then they have the Fenway location that they're brewing at. So I guess it's on par. There's a lot of great breweries out there, and Trillium's doing a fantastic job of highlighting some of these breweries, these out-of-towners, and introducing them to some local schlubs like myself. Today we're doing Street Bits Double IPA, and this is a collaboration with WeldWerks out of Greeley, Colorado. WeldWerks is known, I think their most popular beer is Juicy Bits, which is a New England IPA. It features Citra, Mosaic, and El Dorado. This beer is very similar to that with the same hop bill. Trillium does that a lot with their collaborations where they'll take the popular beer from another brewery, take the big components from that, and then add their own little spin on it. The little spin they added to it for this one was America 2-row barley, flaked wheats, and rolled oats. So you already know I'm excited about that. I'm an oat fiend. Great looking can. It's kind of like what they do with a lot of their collabs, like the Green Street. We have kind of like a map of Boston, but it's still keeping in the form of WeldWerks Juicy Bits, the orange coloring. Citra is pretty dominant in this beer. Well, at least the WeldWerks one, Juicy Bits. I've actually had that before, randomly, at a little bottle share with some friends. Don't really remember it all that well. I did have to do a little research on this one, and I came across Mr. Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews, episode 1805. He covers WeldWerks Juicy Bits. So if you're interested in Juicy Bits, go check out that review. It's pretty solid. From what I saw, that's pretty much what I remembered of it. Matt does a great job over there. Go check out his shit anyways. So yeah, it's 8%, so it's a double IPA. Like I said, Citra, Mosaic, and El Dorado. El Dorado is a great hop. It's, the commercial breweries love it because it has such a high yield. It's got great shelf life, and it's got a great flavor too. A lot of pineapple, some pithy orange, stuff like that. So it's in good company with the Citra and Mosaic for sure. So let's take a look and see what's doing. Trillium collaborations. Oh boy. Okay. Wow. Holy shit. All right. The room is filling with intense orangey hop aroma right off the bat. So look at it. Pours beautifully. Beautiful haze. Great head. Nice bright white head. Pretty moderately sized bubbles. Pretty diffused at the top, stuff like that. It'll probably fuck off pretty quickly, but looks good right off the pour. And through the aroma it's carrying. It hasn't gotten closer than 12 inches to my face. I'm just getting kicked in the mouth with orange flavor. So pretty fucking awesome right off the bat. Yeah, looks fucking delicious. Let's get a nose. Ooh. Oh my God. Now, I haven't had a lot of WeldWerks beers, just the Juicy Bits that I was probably already drunk for anyways. But they've collaborated a bit with some other breweries too. Check out Nerdsense. They did a Bearded Iris and WeldWerks collab. So check that out too, so you can get a good idea. But from what I've seen, they crush it on the collabs. And this seems like it's going to follow suit. Yeah, so loads and loads of that orange characteristic, that pithy orange characteristic, and the pineapple is just shit ton of pineapple in there too, but the orange is really stealing the show. There's a good amount of candy on there too, like candied fruit almost, which is great. And it's got like a little bit of a watermelon. Yeah, a little bit of a watermelon overall of it too, like a watermelon candy. Very, very sweet, very juicy smelling. Very, very ripe. Very ripe. We should probably look at when this was canned. So this was canned November 22nd. So it's December 11th right now. So, a few weeks old. And this is usually prime drinking for Trillium brew beers. Yeah, this smells absolutely fantastic. Holy shit. It's very dank and pungent. Again, very ripe, very bright, very, very bright smelling beer. And as you can see, the head seems to have settled off there to like a half or a third of a fingernail there. All right. I think it's time to take a whack at this because my mouth is watering. It's literally watering. All right, so salud. Okay. Damn. So the pithy orange is front and center on the palate, front and center in the best way possible. It's got a little bit of that spiciness you can get from an orange rind. It's got a little bit of bite to it, a little bit of a drying quality, but the flavor is still very, very juicy. So texturally, a little bit of prickliness, a little bit of drying, but flavor-wise, it's very, very juicy. The mosaic's actually showing in this one with like a little bit of a peach quality to it too, and some general stone fruit characteristic, which is phenomenal with the orange and the pineapple that you're getting from the Citra and the El Dorado. That mosaic is showing phenomenally in this with that peach characteristic and that just general stone fruit characteristic in there. So you're getting a lot of looks in this right off the bat. Man, it's, again, for how juicy it is, it's a pretty quick finish. It's not lingering, super long between sips. You're left with that like pithy, rindy characteristic, a little bit of that spicy note you can get, that prickliness you can get from like an orange rind. And there's a good amount of bitterness in this too, but it's not like super, super sweet or anything like that. Which is fantastic because it's, balance, great balance. You get a little bit of everything there, but it just escapes really quickly, which is leading me to kind of crush this one. Carbonation is perfect. If it was more carbonated, you'd get a lot more of that prickly sensation. You wouldn't really pick up on the juicy characteristic of it, but it's not so stale and flat to where you're just getting, you're drinking juice. And again, the bitterness, it lets you know you're drinking a beer. For a New England IPA, derived from a beer that was, initially Juicy Bits brewed out in Colorado. Colorado is a great beer scene, and they absolutely crush the New England IPA format. And, bringing it back to Trillium and having them do their take on it. Oh, now we need to get a Juicy Bits and see how this stands up to it, because it's, good Lord. Locust, no. Sorry, Loki's being bad. Little bit of like a green onion characteristic towards the end of the finish, which I'm not opposed to. I'm a fan of, but you're going to get that with high hopping rates. A lot of vegetation in the liquid. It's going to happen. I'm actually a fan of that. If you're turned off by that, keep sipping quickly. Considering this is 8%, I'll still call this a crusher. Like I mentioned, Matt at Massive Beer Reviews, he was kind of looking for more crushability, which I get, but he was kind of in line with the Juicy Bits, the high ABV. You don't want to be crushing beer that high, and I get what he's saying there, but still, considering 8%, this is well within Crush City limits for beers with Reid. As you can tell, I'm already, let's top this off here. Yeah, a little over a third. Yeah, the only rub I can see with this beer is the prickliness, and maybe that green onion finish might turn some people off. But for me, I mean, this is exactly what I look for in a New England IPA. It's what I expect. And again, with the high hop ratio, high hopping rate, you're going to get all that great Citra, Mosaic, and Eldorado characteristic. You're going to be left with some of this vegetative, very green onion tasting finish. I'm willing to make that trade. The intensity is very high. And this is a strong beer for 8%. This is actually playing a lot heavier than 8% for me. I'm getting that kind of like tingly sensation in my face as I'm chugging my way through this. So it's a beer to show some goddamn respect. I know it's got this very unassuming can where it's just like, oh, it's like Lone Pine OJ or Julius at Treehouse. No, you need to calm the fuck down with this beer. 8% doesn't do it justice. This is drinking like a lower level triple IPA almost. Not so much with the alcohol flavor, but the intensity for sure. Man, and that flake wheat, such a great bodybuilder. And the oats is giving such a chewiness and a soft, rounding characteristic to the beer overall in terms of the mouthfeel and body. Yeah, it's still very crushable. Still very crushable for me. I know. We're all different people. Love it. So I didn't actually look up what this is running as far as, the beer advocates and the Untaps and the rate beer, blah, 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 blah. So I will give my rating on this one. I'm going to say this is a 4.25 beer for sure. Considering, Trillium put themselves in a box by taking a beer from another company and kind of working with that and doing their interpretation of it. And it's fantastic. Oh, Locust wants to listen to Maxwell. So we're going to listen to a little Maxwell on the way out. He's kissing me on the monitor over there. I love you, Loki. Get over here, you stupid idiot. Okay, so yeah, Locust wanted to listen to some Maxwell. Pretty Wings. Mm-hmm. This is Loki. He's a little bastard that's fucking up the production of this wonderful beer tube. Yeah, say hi, Locust. He doesn't like being held. What are you going to do? No one does. I'm going to kiss your belly, though. I hope you make the beer taste better. What do you think? He's more of a quarter cat. What are you going to do? Yeah, 4.25. Definitely where I'd rate this beer. In terms of a collab, again, they went in there with a concept to brew this beer. Frankly, I think they nailed it with this one. I'd like to get my hands on another Juicy Bits so I can put it together. WeldWerks, from what I see, they're a very solid brewery. I've had limited interaction with them. Go out there into the beer tube world and find some of their other reviews. Lots of great folks out there reviewing their beer and giving you a take on it. I'm sure that you'll just see glowing reviews because they do a great job. And this is absolutely fantastic. So if you've had this beer, let us know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe on all of Nerdsense's offerings, particularly the beers with Reid. And, hit that little bell. Subscribe. Get the notifications. What the fuck? We're over here making this shit. I'm drinking all this delicious beer. Oh, yeah, by the way, this one comes courtesy of Nerdsense Sean. Shout out to Sean for always being the trooper and sharing his, hard-to-get beers with Reid. I think realistically, he just has too much fucking beer. If you saw this kid's beer fridge and beer cellar, you'd cream your jeans. I don't hope he dies early and young, but if he does, I hope I'm in that will because he's got some absurd stuff down there. He's really shortchanging the Nerdsense fans with some of the stuff he has down there. Like he'll be cooking a picanha, and he'll just bust out this absurd bottle. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck? You're always yelling at Mike and I for not producing enough content. And you're just draining that down your fucking throat, not sharing it with the world, whatever. Shout out to Sean. I love you, you little ginger freak. I'm already drunk. It's like 10 a.m. Fantastic. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe to all our offerings. Hit the little notification. And as always, stay wet, stay black, and go fuck yourself.